Hi, this is Phil, user PhD21 on the Linux Mint forums. I'm doing a quick tutorial on tsMuxer to split large video files. And it's very simple to do. I created a tsMuxer folder underneath my video folder for the output, for the split files. So, and here's a video. It's 1.5 gigabytes. I'm going to split that into by gigabytes. Okay, so I'm going to add the first thing to do. Is to add your video. So you click add. Pick your video. It takes a moment for it to read the video. And I'm using a very old computer. While I'm recording the desktop using a simple screen recorder, an excellent desktop recorder. So bear with me if this takes a little longer than it would on a newer computer. Now, this is today's the first day I've ever used this program, and I'm using it because I was helping a user on the Linux Mint forums that wanted to split MP4 files because of the limitations that some websites have for uploading videos to their site. Now, as you can see, it added the video. And it has the video's file name in here. If it didn't, you could put it in there yourself. The option I've been using is M2 tsMuxer. So I'm going to click that. And this program is very capable of doing a lot of other things. But for this demo, it's strictly for splitting the file. So add the file. Click M2 tsMuxer on the General tab. I didn't really change anything here except to place the output folder to an input folder. I don't know if that makes any difference between use the latest output folder name or place output folder to a input folder. I've kept it on the place output folder for this. And then you just click split and cut. And as you can see here, here's the splitting options. No split, split by time, and you can pick obviously you can put a time in there, minutes, hours, whatever. In this case, we're going to split by size. It's already on 1 gigabyte by default, but you could pick various options here: megabytes, gigabytes. I'm just going to leave it on the gigabyte, and then all you have to do is click Start Musing at the bottom, and then click OK. Now it takes a moment, for it to read the file before it starts. But it is one of the, if not the fastest, it's one of the fastest programs for splitting a file. Actually, it's the fastest program I've used. I've tried a lot, and this is by far the fastest. It only took about a minute to do this when I wasn't recording the desktop, even on a 7-year-old computer with only 3 gigs of RAM. And as you can see, it's almost finished. I'm using Linux Mint KDE 17.3 for this. And it's finished. Took 2 minutes and 7 seconds. And that's while on a slow computer, while I was recording a desktop. Now I'm going to bring up my file manager to see what it did. And I've got a folder, tsMuxer, that I created for this. Which, oh, it put it in the other folder. Okay. It put it in the default folder here, but that's okay. I could have told it to go to my tsMuxer folder. But as you can see, here are the 2 files. And it automatically named them Split 1, Split 2. But it used an extension file type of M2TS. All you have to do is rename it to MP3. MP4, and it works great. I mean, it'll work as M2TS, but I think it's a good idea to rename it. Now you can manually rename it. I could just go and rename it that way. Rename. Boom. But I thought I'd show how easy it is to use one of the renaming programs, like KRename. Now, in this instance, it only produced 2 files. It's easy to do manually, but you could right-click it and select actions. I'm going to rename it with KRename, just to show you how simple it is to rename files. In this case, all I want to do is change the M2TS to MP4. So I'm going to pick extension. I'm going to change it. I'm going to use a custom extension. I'm going to type in MP4. MP4. Notice it changed it right there. And then I just click finish. It says it worked. Boom, boom, boom. Just click close. And you can see now the files are renamed. There's the original file right there. Okay, now if I open it, I've got a bunch of multimedia. You could use VLC, you could use whatever. tsMuxer is an awesome player as well. In this case, I'm just going to use one of the ones that comes with KDE called Dragon Player. Bunch of beautiful, super hot, super sexy, pretty young women right there. So you can see the quality is very good. Okay, now that was just the first portion. And then we'll take a quick look at the second. Open with. And you can see it. So, as you can see, it worked very well. And that's how simple it is. I mean, it's truly a simple. This is Linux Mint KDE, and you can see it does a cube. I'm just showing you a special effect there. I'm using 4 different desktops, and virtual desktops, or workspaces as they call it. And this is one way to switch between them. It's called the cube effect. But you could also do a cylinder. And switch between the desktops, you can see. Or a sphere, circle. And that's it for this quick demo.